Peter Parker has been working as an intern at Fox Corp for a few years, struggling to balance his personal life with his responsibilities as Spider-Man. He has been dating Gwen Stacy for the past year, but the demands of being a superhero have made it difficult for them to spend quality time together. One night, while working away at Fox Corp, Peter notices that the security guard, who has a history of mental illness, seems to be acting strangely. He overhears the guard talking to himself and saying things that don't make sense. From a distance, it sounds like a conversation between two people. Peter follows the security guard and sees him sneaking into a restricted area of the vault. Peter confronts the security guard, who tells him not to worry. I'm just checking on Norman. The guard leaves and Peter checks the room. Nothing is in the room except for a portrait of the former Oscorp, or Norman Osborn. The next day, reports of a new villain wreaking havoc on the city start to surface. All of the attacks remind Peter of the Green Goblin, and he begins to suspect that the security guard may have something to do with it. Considering his fascination with Norman and the visible mental illness, Peter confronts the security guard, who is now calling himself the Dark Goblin. The Dark Goblin reveals that the Green Goblin's spirit has been influencing him to take the Goblin Serum and become the Dark Goblin. In a major defeat for Spider-Man, the Dark Goblin launches an attack on City Hall. The mayor and police chief accuse Spider-Man of being involved in the attack, and Peter feels frustrated and upset at his inability to stop the Dark Goblin and protect the people of the city. Determined to put an end to the Dark Goblin's terror, Peter seeks out Tony Stark and asks for help. Tony agrees to help Peter and offers to give him the suit upgrade. Peter accepts, and Tony equips him with a new and improved Spider-Man suit. With his new suit, Peter sets out to stop the Dark Goblin once and for all. He learns that the Dark Goblin is planning to release a chemical bomb attack on the crowded football game, and he knows that he has to stop him. Gwen Stacy is at the game, and Peter had to stand her up for their game day to watch for the Dark Goblin. A chemical bomb was found, and the stadium begins evacuation. Gwen, who has been worried about Peter's safety, becomes caught in the chaos. Peter is able to save Gwen, but in the process, the Dark Goblin escapes. Peter manages to save the city by throwing the bomb into space with his webs, where it explodes safely. With the help of Gwen and Tony, Peter is able to develop a plan to end the Dark Goblin once and for all. The final showdown between Spider-Man and the Dark Goblin takes place on top of a skyscraper. In the end, Peter is able to defeat the Dark Goblin and finally put an end to his reign of terror. The Dark Goblin is captured by Spider-Man's webs and locked away in a mental asylum on the outskirts of the city. In the aftermath, Peter rebalances his priorities, focusing on Gwen. They reaffirm their love for each other. Peter proposes to Gwen, and she happily accepts. With the threat of the Dark Goblin gone, Peter decides to take a break from being Spider-Man to focus on his new life with Gwen.
If you want to learn how to build out a visual story like the one that you just saw, I have a course. You can check out the link below. In the course, let me tell you a little bit about what you're going to learn. You're going to learn how to leverage AI to build everything that I just showed you. I built with the help of AI. I probably worked on about 10% of that came from my own brain. And there's some really cool potential there. I found it very entertaining and educational to just figure out how to use AI in this way. So you'll be learning how to use Midjourney and ChatGPT, and what we'll do is we'll work with both AI programs to generate those visuals and a cohesive plot for something like this. So anyhow, thank you so much for watching. Check out that course. Please drop a like or a comment about what other concepts you could see that would be cool to be created with AI. I know there's a lot. We really need to hear some of your all's ideas, and have a good one.